right, today we're heading out to Pittsburgh to do a removal and a sealing of a laundry room between the first and the second story of a house. The bees are entering through a opening in the vent area, in the venting, and getting into the joist space in that sealing. I was able to get a faint heat signature when I did the inspection. So today we're going to do a pilot hole, drill a pilot hole, put a scope up there, verify the location, and then cut the bees out and remove them. So we're heading right now through the Concord Naval Weapons Station, heading over the hill to Pittsburgh and do this removal. All right. All right, here we are outside. They're entering that little vent right there. Not into the actual vent tube, but underneath it into the joist space of the wall. Gonna mark out where they are. Alright, so we've located them. There they are. So now we know the location. So now we gotta cut through the sheetrock and gain access. There they are. Going right over the top of that vent. Alright, get some light, get this insulation out of the way. Alright, got the insulation out. So now we can see the full size colony. Looks like there was a bird's nest or a rat nest or something up in here. Or a little tricky over that vent, but we'll cut it all out. trying to keep them from running back that direction. I want to keep them from running into these trusses. I don't want to keep them running that way. So I'm trying to vacuum around the perimeter, keep them contained on the cone. They'll generally stay, but if the queen for some reason bolts, I don't want her to run that direction, because that's the kitchen, and there's cabinets above that whole area, or down below that joist space, so there's no real good access. So I'm just trying to get vacuum some of these bees off, get the population down a bit, and then I can start cutting some comb and getting into the core of the brood nest. And I'm going carefully now because I don't want to crush bees against the comb, but also because I'm keeping my eye out for the queen just in case she is on the outside of the comb. Usually she's going to be tucked away in the interior, kind of running with the light. But I have had removals where the queen just comes out and goes around the edge of the comb, or runs up along the ceiling. Alright, there is the queen. Right there. She was on the second to last piece of comb. For sure. And the cage. So now we have the queen. I can vacuum these clumps of bees without worrying too much about her, and there's less of a risk of them running. So I'm glad to have her in the cage. Well, I got most of the comb out. We'll get all that cleaned up, most of the bees. A few of them up there cleaning up, getting honey. So now I'll just scrape out the rest of this comb, vacuum up those last few bees, and then we'll start sealing it up and putting back insulation, adding insulation into this spot. All cleaned up, all the comb is out. So now I'll just wash it down with some water and bleach, kind of get rid of that bee smell. Vacuum a few of those little bees out of there. And then we'll get it all packed with insulation, entrance sealed, get the drywall back in place. Sheetrock back in place, ready for some tape and mud and texture, all cleaned up. Using the vacuum. And there's all our comb. Queen is in there. There she is, looking good. She can stay there. All right, until they get back and I put them in a hive, and that's it. All right, we're back in the quarantine yard. We're gonna install these bees from the vacuum into this comb. Put our queen right there. Trying to do this with one hand. That'll work. This box on top. Oops.
that's it. They will be all situated.